Welcome to Smart Remarks.
You lie!
Joe?
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
So this past week saw the conservative freakout over President Obama's address to the nation's school children, which conservatives insisted was going to be an attempt at indoctrination! As it turned out, and as everyone with a brain knew at the time, it was no such thing. You know, I've got a third-grade son. He heard the president's address, and I got to talking with some other parents about this, and to a man and a woman, they all said the same thing. You know, what was the big deal? What's wrong with these people? And so I had to explain to him, conservatives, regard every single statement that comes out of the president's mouth as a lie. And so any attempt to talk to the kids, no matter what the content of the speech, was going to be indoctrination. Because who knows what happens if you let the kids listen to him. They might think that the president comes off as reasonable and legitimate, two things right-wingers insist he can never be. And so they had this whole campaign to try to prevent the nation's children from even hearing the president. It was ridiculous, and it failed. But we saw more in the same vein later in the week, Wednesday night, when the president addressed Congress on his health care proposal. He was actually heckled by Republicans, and at one point during the speech, when he was talking about how his proposal would not cover illegal aliens, one guy, Representative Joe Wilson of South Carolina, shrieked, "You lie!" He was outraged! Of course he was outraged. They're always outraged, right?
I can't do it. We'll do it live.
Wilson later apologized, but he's become a Fox News hero for standing up to the tyrants! And even though he was wrong on the facts, it doesn't seem to really matter, because what are facts to a guy like Wilson? What you have to understand in both cases is we're not dealing with facts. We're not dealing with reason, and we're not really dealing with intellect. What we're dealing with is instinct. Conservatives know certain things to be true in their gut. You will remember that they knew Saddam Hussein and Osama bin Laden were buddies. Then, as now, they know that Obama has some sort of secret socialist plan to turn this country into a dystopia. The more reasonable the president sounds, the more convinced they are that he's going to try to destroy America, and this must be resisted! Joe Wilson becomes the face of this resistance now. The people who shrieked about indoctrination in schools become the voice of this resistance now. This is your party of ideas, and they've become completely bereft of ideas. It's a party now based on emotion, instinct, and outrage! You can't reason with this. You can't talk to this. All you can do is show it to the nation's voters and hope they call in the guys with the butterfly nets.
How about it, you creeps, you lunatics, mental defectives?